What was I expecting? What's going on, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and this is my 31 days of horror movie reviews. And I'm starting to wonder why. I'm starting to wonder, why did I even bother to watch the Anaconda films, sequels, franchise, whatever you want to call it at this point. This is the fourth the fourth Anaconda film, entitled Anaconda Trail of Blood. This is a 2009 film, and it's directed by Who Gives a Shit, Who Gives a Fuck. This movie sucked. What a surprise! It's not like I was expecting this movie to be good, or expecting this movie to all of a sudden turn around the good fortunes of the Anaconda series. But man, it's hard to believe how far in quality these films go each and every single time. This actually takes place after the third film. And I know you're thinking, well, yeah, 4 comes after 3. That's how it would work. But most of these horror direct-to-DVD sequels, they don't continue on the story, right? The sequel, especially if it's direct-to-DVD, will just recast everyone or bring in new characters, retell the same story or a lesser story, and it's not really connected to what you saw previous. But no, this one picks up right after the third film, where that rich guy, Murdoch, I think his name is, he hires people to go after the serum. It's the experiments that they were conducting in the third movie, because his health is declining, and so he was hoping that they would develop a cure to help him live longer, or some said shit. And so this film, he hires people to go get the serum, because why not? And there are so many more people in this movie, unnecessarily. Like 3 different types of groups of people. It's obviously because they want to up the body count. They want to kill as many random people as they can. But too bad that to cast this, you casted some of the worst actors I think I've ever seen in a horror movie. And that's saying a lot, because I've seen some shitty acting. But this is just filled with people who, like, their delivery, granted, the dialogue is atrocious. There were some scenes where I was almost wondering, is there a script? Like, is there actually words and dialogue written for these people to speak? Or is it just like, hey guys, here's the scenario, here's what's going on, have at it, say what you want, do what you want, react like you want, improv for actors who aren't experienced enough to improv? Because that's just, it was a lot of repeating each other's lines, a lot of like, hey, you go do this, oh, okay, I'm gonna go do that, oh, hey, call for help, okay, I'm gonna go call for help. It's like, he just said that. There's so many of just people regurgitating the same lines back and forth with each other, and it's just, it's awkward. And a lot of the characters, they're not developed. You don't give a fuck about any of them. They even tried to tease a potential romance between 2 characters that you just, not only could I not buy it, but it didn't even fucking matter when one of them got killed off. They do bring back the Amanda character from the third film, and I appreciated that because the chick's hot. She's pretty to look at, but they don't do her character any justice. As soon as you get introduced to her, she's with 2 random guys, and she's just like, oh, hey, I'm just out here researching flowers. And you're like, okay. And then the Anaconda shows up, the genetically altered Anaconda, who supposedly, because of the experiment, it's able to grow 100 times its size. because that's something that you would normally do if you're experimenting on snakes or anacondas. Let it be able to grow 100 times in size, and also the anaconda can rejuvenate and it can regrow itself. So if you cut its head off, it's just gonna regrow its fucking head. I know they want to solve diseases and they want to use this eventually on humans, but what the fuck? Why do you test this on the most dangerous type of animals in the world? Very, very dumb. But the Amanda characters, so as soon as they get attacked by the anaconda, the two guys that she was with, granted, you find out that those two guys were hired to kill her. So, okay. But when they get attacked by the anaconda, there's a third guy who Amanda runs off with, and he says, "Wait, what about your friends?" And she goes, "They're probably dead, let's go." Now, granted, we're not supposed to care about them, and I guess she didn't really know them that well, but fuck, did she sound like a bitch when she was just like, "Oh, who cares? They're dead." Even though they hadn't died yet. And so, Amanda and that guy, they're running away, and they're trying to climb this, like, ladder, and she slips off of, this had to be the third or fourth rung of the ladder, so she didn't fall that high. It wasn't like she was 20 feet high and then she fell and hit her head. No, she fell 2 or 3 inches off the ground and somehow was knocked out. I'm like, really? The guy was like, "Amanda, wake up," and she couldn't wake up. Clearly they didn't know what to do with her. Clearly they just said, let's write her out some way and let's just have her fall. She didn't even hit her head, but hey, she's knocked out. Cool, cool. So then, when she wakes up, it's an excuse, too, to show a bunch of shitty flashbacks of the shitty kills from the third movie and even the fourth film. They flashback things that happened 5 or 10 minutes ago because I'm too dumb to remember it. Or they needed more footage to drag this movie out to a full hour and a half movie length. And again, a lot of the characters I don't give a fuck about. A lot of these kills between the CGI snake, the horrible, horrible CGI snake. They do close-ups of this CGI snake face, which looks atrocious. It looks like, I was going to say PS1 graphics, but no, that's being too kind. This looks like the type of video game graphics that you would play games on, at least back when I played games on PC, computer games. Back in, I'm talking about early 2000s PC games, where you were just happy to be able to play games in the middle of class because you were bored as fuck. So, but no, I'm watching this film on my own time, and I'm being forced to look at this shit. Anytime that the snake attacked characters and you saw the CGI, there was one scene when Amanda was driving and they redo the same shit of having the background outside the car windows and stuff obviously be a green screen. So when they're driving, like Amanda's driving the fucking she keeps spinning the wheel and it's not natural at all. But other than that, the snake, the shots of the snake chasing her in the car. She's driving away from the snake. It's a car chase. And this snake is CGI slurping its way through like the ground. It's not even like she's driving through the woods and the trees and the snake is out there. No, the snake is on the road chasing after this fucking car. Imagine the suspense in a scene like that. But when I saw that, I thought to myself, isn't there a way that they could have shot this better? Isn't there a way that they could have... I know it's super low budget. I know we're not supposed to probably even take this too serious or actually be scared. But if I was the director, I would have way too much pride, way too much caring of what's being put on screen. If my name's going to be attached to this, I would have worked smarter. Look at Sam Raimi from Evil Dead 1, which had less money than this, had less resources. I kept thinking, why don't they just have the camera be the snake's point of view? And have the cameraman run with the camera towards the people through the woods, a la Evil Dead. Build an actual snake's head, an anaconda head, like a puppet. And as fake as that's going to look, it's going to look way better, believe me, than the CGI bullshit that we kept seeing. So, again, quick shots of a puppet snake, and then, you know, cheat a little bit. I don't get the lack, the laziness, the lack of care that these filmmakers put into this shit. Come on, guys. It can't be that hard. You have to give somewhat of a fuck of what you're showing us on screen. And what do you think? What do you think happens to the majority of these characters? Who cares? I lost interest after a while. I admit there was a couple of kills, there was a couple of line delivery, there was a couple of the way that the characters died that did make me laugh, that I did hoot and holler because of how bad the writing was, how bad the acting was, how bad the directing was. But this is not a good movie. Believe you me, this is the worst Anaconda film, and I cannot believe I have now seen all 4 of them, and it makes me appreciate that original film that much more. Whew, fuck this movie, man. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you happen to have seen Anaconda 4. Goddamn. What did you think of it? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.
Swimming in beers, I've been through it all, let me trickle a tear. In case you didn't know, I was living sarcastic. A motherfucking monster, something Jurassic. Had to wrap the whole entire bed in plastic. Smoking and scared switch, fucking with raptors. Killing and a drilling, and I'm sipping on the 4-0. Listen by a whole entire motherfucking torso. Oh, what a rush, sniffing some more blow. Let the bitch bleed, and I'm making a porno. I'ma keep it going a few times, or I'll pass out. Wake up in the morning, realize I'm a black guy.